Hi again guys, so we've got another special project for you today and it's another replica. This time I've decided to do something a little bit different. It's a car which I don't really like, but it's a replica of a car that technically doesn't exist. I'm not sure if it ever will exist. There's a lot of people, myself included, who would like it to exist, but whether it will or not, who knows. And as you can see from the title, it's an Alfa Romeo MiTo GTA setup. Now, I want to keep this as realistic as possible as to what a real MiTo GTA could be like. And as you can see, this is slightly different to what I'd usually be doing tuning-wise, because I would usually start off, on the track, not in the menu. But I just wanted to show you exactly how I've made this car into my interpretation of what I think the closest we can get to a MiTo GTA on Gran Turismo is. So I've gone for the Type A body kit on this one. To me, it just looks the most accurate. I do prefer the dark grille on option C, but option A to me just looks the most GTA-like. There is no flat floor. For the rear wing, you can have a painted option, but I've gone for the carbon one to go with the wheels and the detailing. There's also a larger wing, which, you might want that, but I think that just looks silly on this car. And then for other, obviously that's your trim option, so I've gone for carbon. For the wheels, I've gone for second size up, I think. Yeah, second size up, and I've gone for these Enki RCT4 wheels. You don't have to, obviously, but again, it just looks accurate to me. For the rev counters, as you can see, the two in the centre of the dash, I've gone for a boost meter for the first, rev counter for the second. This car redlines in the 8,000 region, so I just went for the 8K. And for the colour palette to match it to the existing, HUD, I've gone for white and then lowered the brightness to 20 just to match that. And paint-wise, I've gone for... No, I didn't want to go in there. I haven't done an oil change, incidentally, though, on this one. Paint-wise, I've gone for silver metallic. I can't remember which car that comes from, but I just like silver on this car because it brings out the detailing of the carbon. For the rims, I've just gone for black. For the brakes, I've gone for Alfa Romeo red. And yeah, so that's it. Like visually wise, that's all I've done to the visuals of the car. So now I'll skip over to the track where I'll show you what we've done under the hood. Okay then guys, so here we are at the track on the Nurburgring as usual, and now for the tuning side of things for this MiTo GTA. I've chosen to go a little bit over-tuned, as it were, because obviously an actual MiTo GTA wouldn't have race suspension, race brakes, race tyres, but those things don't affect PP on this game, so I just wanted to get the car to be, just as good as it can be for that PP level. So we've gone for racing soft tyres, race suspension, race brakes. Ride height, I've only lowered it to 100, so it's only been lowered by 35mm. The reason why I've done that is because I didn't want it to look ridiculous being too low to the floor. I wanted to, keep it looking like a real hot hatch. Plus 100mm is more than low enough for this car anyway. For the spring weight, we've increased it to 575 front and 250 on the back. Dampers and anti-roll to 4, which is more than enough for this car. Camber on 2, neutral toe as usual. For the gearbox, obviously it's not a top speed tune, so we've gone for a top speed auto setting of 180. I haven't touched the individual gears, and we've got a final drive of 4.1. Incidentally, those gearing, or those gear setups, combined with the rest of the tuning, is enough to give it a top speed in the 160-ish region on the Nurburgring, which for the power is pretty impressive, really. But yeah, it's for the diff, we've gone for low initial torque, obviously, because front wheel drive with a lot of power, you don't want it to torque steer. High acceleration and low braking as well. For the power, I've done a few things and not others. The only thing which I haven't upgraded is the exhaust. And there's two reasons for that. Well, there's actually three. One is because I wanted to keep it under 450 pp, or at 450 pp. Another reason is because I don't want it to be running more than 250 horsepower, because again, I wanted it to be like what a real MiTo GTA could be like power-wise, and I feel like the 240 region is realistic for an Alfa Romeo hot hatch based on the 147 GTA. And the third reason is because I don't want it to be transferred to that generic exhaust sound that Gran Turismo has. I want it to retain its own unique sound, which it does. So we've done all the power upgrades. Apart from that, obviously no NOS. We've gone for the high RPM turbo. We've got the rear downforce set on the maximum. Stage 1 weight loss. We've got the upgraded bonnet and window weight reduction, and then we've got a ballast weight of 46 kilos, and as you can see we've put it all the way to the back just to get that front rear weight distribution down to a better ratio of 60-40, as you can see. So traction control is off as usual. As you can see, I've got active steering on. I think it would probably be even better with it off, but I just like using it. And for a change, I'm actually going to put it on replay mode, not driving as I usually would be, just so that you guys can see what this car's setup actually looks like for real, basically. And I'm very proud of this tune. I mean, as you can see there, I actually didn't expect it to handle that well, so I turned in too early. But yeah, as far as handling and drivability, this is one of the best tunes I've ever done, in my opinion. And considering that it's only a 450 pp car, it performs astonishingly well. This lap that you're watching was my first attempt. And my first attempt, it did the Nurburgring in like 7 minutes 20. Which, for a 450 pp hatchback, for a front-wheel drive hatchback as well, that's pretty amazing, really. 7 minutes 20, that's like sports car territory. But yeah, it actually shocked me how good this car is handling-wise, because at the end of the day, it's relatively light. It's not amazingly light, but it's relatively light. It's got quite a bit of power, and it's front-wheel drive, which usually equates to huge torque steer, especially in cars like, you know, the Peugeot RCZ, that kind of thing. They just wheel spin a lot. The Mitsubishi FTO does it as well. But this car, with 250 horsepower and with that weight distribution, it just handles shockingly well, in my opinion. There's no torque steer whatsoever. The handling is completely neutral. The turning is so sharp, it's unbelievable. It's like, it puts a Mitsubishi Evo to shame. And I feel like, I haven't driven it on a city track yet, but I feel like this car could be a brilliant tight city track racer, like on for, you know, London or that kind of thing. It turns in, I mean, you can see how rabid it is around corners. It's insane, but at the same time, it's so easy to drive. It stops on a dime. Like I said, top speed 160-ish. Obviously, it's not a top speed tune, so top speed isn't as important. It accelerates really well. Even with the traction control turned off, it doesn't wheel spin at all, even if you redline it on launch. And yeah, I'm really, really proud of this tune. So yeah, hope you guys find this tune as enjoyable as I did. Certainly going to make me use this car more, because I didn't use it at all before. So, but yeah, I hope you enjoy this tune, and I'd appreciate feedback on it, like with the McLaren. And yeah, if you want to give me suggestions of cars that you'd like to see tune replicas of, that would be great. So put them in the comments. So yeah, hope you enjoy this, and as always, thanks for watching.